Hi, my name is Abraham and I'm going to talk about bSmart, a smart diabetes management system. In its current form, it focuses mainly on type 1 diabetes, and the goal of this project was to capture data from as many devices as possible, analyze the data, and provide a treatment option to the diabetic or their caregiver. Type 1 diabetes is especially a very difficult disease to manage. I know this firsthand because 2 years back, my then 4-year-old daughter was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and since then it's been a daily challenge because the blood sugar levels keep going up and down, and it's very difficult to manage within the normal range. And diabetes in general is probably the most expensive chronic disease to manage in America today, and any improvement in the management of diabetes would be a great help for reducing the healthcare costs of the society. And talking about IoT, I think IoT technology is a great tool to manage type 1 diabetes, especially because a type 1 diabetic typically carries 2, 3, or even 4 devices which capture data every few minutes, like an insulin pump, a CGM, a continuous glucose monitor, which captures blood sugar level every 5 minutes, or a manual glucometer, which captures blood sugar through finger stick, or a fitness monitor like a Fitbit or an iWatch. Unfortunately, there is no app right now which can capture all the data from these devices and analyze it and provide a treatment option. And I, being in analytics for more than 15 years, thought of developing this system. In this project, I'm trying to capture data from 2 different devices, insulin pump and CGM, which emit data every 5 minutes. And I'm using a third-party Android app developed by the good developers at Night Scout, which to read data from the insulin pump every 5 minutes and put the data in a MongoDB. And I wrote a Python script which will query this MongoDB every 2 minutes and put the data into Azure IoT Hub, and then there are Azure functions which analyze the data and provide a treatment option through text message to the designated phone number every 10 minutes. And I chose phone number because sometimes it's my mother-in-law who's watching my daughter, or it's the nurse in the school. So I think delivery through a phone text message is the best way to communicate. For testing purposes, I'm going to run this Python script with some test data in a CSV, and I'm going to run that script. And once I run, the messages are being sent to the Azure IoT Hub. And there's an Azure function which is getting triggered and storing the data in the database. So the data is coming in here, and once all the data is in, I'm going to run this Azure function that typically runs every 10 minutes, but since we are in the testing mode, we'll just run it manually once all the data is in. So typically these data points will come one every 5 minutes, but for testing purposes I'm sending one every few seconds. And once I run the final Azure function, I'll get a text message saying what the treatment option is. Yeah, the data is done, so I'm going to run this Azure function, which typically runs every 10 minutes, but now I'm going to run it. Watch for the text message. There we go. The text message came in, and the text message says that I should give more insulin. Now this data, if you visualize, this is how the data looks that came in. The green line is the real BG, and the red line is the predicted BG. So for every point, I'm trying to predict 3 things. One is who's the influencer? Is it insulin or carbs? And what is the trend? And what is the action to be taken? And also the predicted BG in 2 hours. So in the final point, I'm showing that the predicted BG just crossed above 180, is 203, and the influencer is carbs. And the trend just shifted from insulin to carbs, and that's why we need more insulin. Oh yeah, in case you're wondering who's crying in the background, that's my son struggling to go to bed. So yeah, this is the concept, and the next steps for me are to include more devices like a fitness monitor, Fitbit, or a temperature monitor, both of which are very important for predicting blood glucose levels, and also move to a more machine learning and deep learning model rather than the rules-based model that I have currently. And also I want to come up with the beta version of this product in the next 2 months. So if you love this concept, please do vote for this project, and thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to getting feedback.